Right, 3 minutes to 1 p.m. East African time here in Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you for keeping it TV47 as we get you informed on the latest at this hour. My name is Sheilar Chelangat and we begin now. The Alliance for Change Party has held a briefing aimed to address the recently signed bills by President William Ruto. The briefing held in Nairobi by party leader, presidential hopeful Amina Guyo Halake, aims to outline the party's position on the new laws and its anticipated impact on the Kenyan citizens. Let's cross over and listen in to what is happening at the moment.
Let it be known, we will stand guard over these freedoms, and this two-draft document must be rejected in entirety. To the President and his administration, I say this with respect, but with firmness. We, the people of Kenya, will not allow the separation between church and state to be eroded. Not today, not ever. Whether agenda is being posed silently or openly to Kochonjo nayo. On the Religious Organization Policy 2024, while I acknowledge the state's stated intentions to promote accountability and cohesion, the policy as currently drafted poses a serious constitutional and practical challenges. Our constitution is very clear. Article 32A guarantees freedom of conscience, religion, thoughts, belief, and opinion. Article 8 declares that Kenya has no state religion. Article 19C affirms that rights are inherent, not granted by the state. This policy risks violating the guarantees by introducing state control over religious governance, internal structure, and even doctrinal matters. Faith and denomination has distinct beliefs and organizational system. Imposing uniform governance will infringe on their independence and violate Article 32 and Article 36 on freedom of religion and association. Any limitation of this freedom must pass the test of Article 20.
All right, we will be giving you more updates on that particular story in our subsequent bulletins. Meanwhile, away from that, the government has launched an aggressive charm offensive in the Mount Kenya region to defend its performance and rally support behind President William Ruto's administration. Top officials, led by government spokesman Isaac Mwaura and Lands Cabinet Secretary Alice Wahome, held a sensitization forum at Kahuguini Primary School in Gatundu South, touting major development gains under the Kenya Kwanza government. Mwaura defended the administration's record, citing reduced fertilizer prices, mass teacher recruitment and job creation as evidence that President Ruto is delivering on his promises.
Kwamba hii capitation tulikuwa na shida kwa sababu watu walikuwa wanadanganya watoto wale ambao katika darasa. Unakuta mwalimu kwa watoto 200 lakini anasema ni 300. Na tuliweza kusave zaidi ya bilioni 1. Wakati watu wanaiba hizo pesa, inamaanisha wewe mwenyewe ambao unalipa kodi, wewe mwenyewe ndio uko na shida. Kwa sababu utalipa pesa lakini haifanyi kile ambacho inafaa. Ndio tumefakisha kwamba tukufanya piga msasa, hata kama kuna madeni tutalipa, lakini pia hivyo ndio pia tunafanya mambo kuhusu vitabu kwa sababu tuliona kwamba tunafaa kupiga sasa tujue yale madai ya madeni ni kweli ama ni madai gushi. Lakini kama kweli utupatie vitabu vyetu, kwa sababu tumepatia wanafunzi zaidi ya vitabu milioni 9.9, hilo ni jambo tutakuwa tulishughulikia.
Tumekuja hivi kwamba watu waelewe kuwa katika hii Mount Kenya tumewakilishwa na kuwa rais wetu ametushikilia sana na ameishikilia sana Mount Kenya.
Sababu ya ardhi sasa digitization ndio kila mtu akitaka kuingia kwa rekodi zako za ardhi, wewe ukiwa na simu hii smartphones, utahusishwa, ulizwe ruhusa ya mtu aangalie shamba lako.
It is important to note that drugs and substance use is something we are very keen about. Most of the people who are using the new nicotine products are suffering from respiratory diseases. Some of them even are getting cancer. And this is really, really getting out of hand.
And the government has issued a stern warning over the rising cases of fraud and unethical practices in the managing personnel and payroll systems across public services institutions. Speaking during the 6th Certified Human Resource Professional Certification Ceremony in Nairobi, Kenya, Public Service Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Ruku said the government continues to face serious challenges in human resource management.
It is those human resource managers who have the right to enter, to go into the system, who are colluding and changing the job groups of some government employees 3 times a year. So when we see that you are taking your time to get certified so that you can ensure ethical conduct in your profession, you are there to aid.
If we embrace professionalism, then it means that HR, the workforce, is going to be more competent, more ethical, and we can avoid vices like corruption, imprudent use of resources.
I would want to urge my fellow HRs to, come on board, get yourself certified. It is worth it. With every coin you pay, it is not only about the knowledge that you get, there's a lot of exposure.
And away from that, a section of leaders and ODM party delegates from Turkana County visited Bondo to mourn and celebrate the life of Raila Odinga, the revered opposition leader and icon of Kenya's democratic struggle. Led by Turkana North MP Ekwom Nabwin, who is also the ODM chairman for Turkana County, the delegation expressed deep sorrow over Raila's passing while reaffirming their unwavering commitment to the ideals that he championed. In addition to the delegation from Turkana County, Kapseret MP Oscar Sudi led a group of former youth leaders who had worked closely with the late Raila Odinga during the 2007 Vijana na Raila movement. The group visited his graveside to pay their respects and honor his legacy.
Family, we will continue being in ODM. That is the party Turkana people have known the longest. 20 years in ODM is not a short time. And we're going to remain in ODM all the years that are coming, as long as we live. So
we've come here as officials and delegates from Turkana to join the rest of Kenya in condoling and also in celebrating the life of our icon. Just as Kenya has had its share of this particular mourning, we as Turkanas actually came all the way to show our love and to also join the family in comforting them, especially during this particular difficult time.
Population of Rangwe, we could not all manage to be here. We, the ones who have managed to be here, are representing the thousands who would have wanted to come and mourn. We bring our condolences. We come from a constituency which has been fully 100% following Raila Amolo Odinga.
We welcome everybody, the entirety of Kenya. You are welcome to Kangoka Jaramogi. We do not stop anyone from coming to pay their last respects in this home. Kangoka Jaramogi.
And Bunge la Mwananchi movement leaders are now calling for stern action against Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga following his recent remarks about former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Speaking in Nairobi, the leaders said they have already filed a case in court seeking to compel the governor to resign. They accused Kahiga of making divisive statements that could incite hatred among Kenyans. The group is also urging Nyeri residents and members of the county assembly to begin the process of of removing the governor from office. According to them, allowing Kahiga to remain in power could further polarize the country and fuel unnecessary political tension.
Governor Kahiga's remarks, made in vernacular and received with applause, reflect a worrying normalization of political hate, ethnic ridicule, and has no place in a democratic society.
If the people of Mlima Kenya and if the people of Nyeri want to cement their relationship with other communities in Kenya, they must immediately impeach Governor Kahiga Mutai.
Wananchi wameenda kotini na we have already filed our petition in the law court demanding the immediate removal of Governor Mutai Kahiga as per the Constitution of Kenya, Chapter 6, Leadership and Integrity dictates.
And away from that, following rising congestion in various prisons across Murang'a County, the judiciary has moved to enhance efficiency in court processes through digital reforms. Speaking during donation of computers and laptops to Maranjao Prison to support virtual court hearings, Murang'a High Court presiding judge Lady Justice Cecilia Githua said the initiative will ensure justice is delivered efficiently. Our reporter Robert Gakure with the details.
Maranjao Prison, deep in Lower Maragua, will now host virtual court sessions following the donation of laptops and computers by the Murang'a Judiciary, a move that aims to ease congestion and ensure cases proceed without delays caused by prisoner transportation challenges.
It's a step now that our stakeholders here have brought us donations of those laptops and computers, and as a facility we went out of our way to install internet connectivity.
Speaking during the handover, Murang'a High Court presiding judge Lady Justice Cecilia Githua noted that many cases have been delayed due to difficulties in transportation of inmates to Keno Law Courts, leading to frequent adjournments.
The inmates would be able to conduct their cases, those that are suitable for virtual hearings, to conduct their cases from here, which means that they will not need to be transported to the physical court, which is very far from here.
On their part, the Law Society of Kenya, Murang'a chapter, has assured of their partnership with the judiciary to support the initiative by offering legal aid services to inmates and remandees.
We've also been attending to our clients, that is the remandees who are remanded at Maranjao Prison, by offering legal aid services, which is even part of what we'll be doing.
They have appealed to the Ministry of Interior and the State Department for Correctional Services to provide more ICT infrastructure in prisons to complement the judiciary's digitization efforts.
To resource the prison facilities in a way that will assist them, have ICT facilities, because as you are aware, the judiciary is ahead in terms of matters digitization.
During the event, 106 inmates were released from Maranjao Prison as part of the ongoing efforts to decongest correctional facilities and promote access to justice. Robert Gakure, TV47, Murang'a.
Thank you very much, Robert Gakure. And away from that, Kenyan lawmakers have highlighted renewed commitment to immunization financing with the goal of securing sustainable domestic funding for immunization as Kenya prepares for the Global Vaccine Alliance Gavi. The parliamentary engagement held in Nairobi brought together members of parliament from key committees to deepen their understanding of the Istanbul Call for Action, a declaration made earlier this year by legislators from Africa and Asia in Istanbul, Turkey, urging sustainable domestic funding for immunization efforts, with Kenya facing potential vaccine shortages due to delays in financing commitments. The forum served as a platform to galvanize commitment in ensuring immunization remains a national priority. Lawmakers discussed Kenya's role in global health and the urgent need to integrate immunization financing into the country's long-term budgetary planning.
And we are asking the Ministry of Health to lead on the way so that they can provide a structured approach in terms of health policy negotiations with our donors, that which way is better? Is it an abrupt ending of support? Because they have been supporting a huge part of the budget, 70% or 75%, and we have been funding from locally and from our country 25%. That's small.
Today was just a follow-up meeting with the Kenyan parliamentarians who attended the Istanbul conversation to look at how Kenya is prioritizing the issue of allocating more finances towards immunization services in the country.
As a country, we still have to really journey in terms of having targeted interventions to capturing these zero-dose children, having very intentional objectives to have a functional transition committee to help the country in terms of having a multi-sectoral coordination.
And former Cabinet Secretary for Education, Professor Jacob Kaimenye, has called on lecturers and scholars to convert their academic journals into books to strengthen Kenya's knowledge base and reduce dependence on imported academic material. Speaking during the launch of Zitech University Vice-Chancellor Professor Njenga Munene's autobiography, Rooted in Hope, Kaimenye emphasized the importance of producing more locally authored academic content that reflect Kenya's experiences and intellect. Scholars have been urged to rethink their reliance on foreign publications and instead write books that highlight Kenya's history, academic growth, and community stories. Scholars were further encouraged to embrace positive values that foster hope and optimism in society.
Professor Munene is a Please, when you do research, as I've heard here, I want to challenge you. Like happens in other places, make sure that your publications are compiled into a book. So that as many Kenyans as possible, as my brother said, we don't have to go and read books written by other people. Kenya has men and women who give birth to fantastic children every day. It should not be the case that we go out there and be proud of having in our libraries books written by foreigners.
Write books yourselves. Teach your own books. Even if you are writing about your history and whatever, your academic progress, just write books.
And still in matters education, a new regional approach to education program has been initiated and is expected to enhance technical support, advocacy and program quality by aligning activities with local priorities. This strategy will allow closer collaboration with governments and community partners, ensuring education initiatives respond more effectively to regional needs. This shift forms part of a wider restructuring by global education organization Aflatun International, which is transitioning from a centralized system to a regionally driven model. Chief Executive Officer Royland Monash says the change will strengthen capacity building and improve coordination with more than 400 partners worldwide. Founded in 2005, Aflatun has reached over 100 million children in 110 countries.
Most parents around the world have little understanding about money, and at the same time the parents are expected to teach their children about money. Everyday decisions, even for a 15-year-old, is around money. So what we are done as Aflatun is we developed education material on social and financial education. And we're teaching children around the world the basics about savings, responsible spending, difference between needs and what you would like to have, making a plan, a budget. So really the basic skills to be more successful in life. As you transition from school to work life, but also from a child to adulthood, we need to have programs to educate these children about how money works so that they become successful and contribute to their communities.
We have now established an educational assessment resource center. And that resource center is very good space. No one will give you an exam. So this space is very healthy space. We are doing a lot of research there. We are doing a lot of innovations. We are also establishing whether we have evidence for the things we are doing, whether they are achieving the intended outcomes, not the outputs.
I was challenging private sector and even private sector, the investors in schools. So we are also challenging them, trying to work with. Some of them are actually opening up to it. And what we intend to do is get champions within the private schools. Using them, then we can now be able to scale up to other schools.
And learners at Lenkinshon Comprehensive Primary School in Kajiado County can now learn in safe space after years of open ground exposing them to wildlife and wandering livestock. The school now has a fence, a gate and a protected water tank. The new infrastructure, which is a community-driven infrastructure by Face of Kenya, aims to create a safe space for learning. School officials say that the project will protect school facilities to reduce wildlife invasion. During the handover of the project, a tree planting exercise was also carried out to make the school greener and more sustainable.
Tumekusanyika hapa leo kusherekea kuwa na fence shuleni, kwa sababu mara mingi shule imekuwa hatuna fence na wanafunzi wanakuwa kwa hatarini kwa sababu ya wanyama wa pori ambao wanatembea hapa na pale, hata pia wanyama wa nyumbani unapatwa katikati ya shule. Hata wakati walio watoto wanafunzi darasani inakuwa tisho, inakuwa shida, anakuja na makengele kule shuleni wakati walimu wanafunza. Kwa hivyo leo tunashukuru Mungu
na hiyo cohesion. Okay? Sisi tunashirikiana na kila mmoja, na hiyo ndio kazi moja ya Face of Kenya. Tunaona ni fence tumeanza nayo. Bila hii fence ng'ombe zilikuwa zinapita huku, wanyama, hata ukipanda mti imekuliwa. Ukipanda miti hapa ita grow vizuri na tutarudi hapa tuone miti na tushukuru Mungu. Who knows, very soon hii place itakuwa green. Tutapanda nyasi, tunyunyizie maji na ikuwe mahali pazuri, ikuwe kama Garden of Eden. Sawa sawa.
And a fire incident has been reported at the Lutheran Church in Hola Town, Tana River County, in what is suspected to be an arson attack. The blaze broke out around 4:30 a.m. Sunday morning after residents spotted smoke and alerted authorities. According to Reverend Jermaine Komora, an unidentified person poured paraffin around the church before setting the fire. The flames were contained quickly, but part of the building was damaged and property of unknown value destroyed. Police have launched investigations into the matter. Meanwhile, the incident comes just days after court ordered for eviction of people accused of illegally occupying the church's land, an issue that has sparked tension with residents of Kalaule.
Asubuhi ya leo kitu kama saa 10:30 nimepigiwa simu asubuhi kwamba kanisa letu la hapa Kalaule limechomwa. Kwa hivyo tulikimbia kuja hapa kanisani na nikakuta ni kweli, pamoja na washarika wengine tumekuta ya kwamba kweli kanisa linachomeka. Kwa hivyo nashukuru Mungu kwa sababu washarika pamoja na baadhi ya majirani walitusaidia, tukapata maji, tukaanza kuzima.
Kuna watu wametumwa officially waje na mafuta ya taa wachome. Haijajulikana kama walituma mtoto ama alikuja mtu mzima, lakini walichoma na vitu vyetu vilichomeka. Sisi kama kanisa hatuna shida. Mungu yuko. Mungu yule ambaye yuko. Na Mungu atarudisha kila kitu ambacho hawa watu waliharibu.
And still at the coast, tourism continues to boom in Shimoni, Kwale County. This is after a cruise vessel, SH Diana, carrying 120 tourists and 129 crew members docked alongside the newly constructed Shimoni port. Speaking during the reception, Kenya Ports Authority officials and Kwale County leadership have expressed how Shimoni port will boost the livelihood of the residents. Additionally, the tourists have embarked on different excursions in Kwale County. Furthermore, SH Diana is expected to dock in Mombasa and Lamu Port.
The coming of this cruise ship, this means it's an opening for the people of Kwale. This is it's an opening. It's marketing this county nationwide and international. To visit the Wasiri Boardwalk and then Kisite Mpunguti. They'll be doing snorkeling, It's an exciting experience, and I'm sure they will enjoy. For us, it's an historic moment, and we appreciate the national government for constructing the Shimoni port. Already the fruits of this port have already started to come.
To be honest, the Kisita National Park was one of the places where we really wanted to come, and we saw that this is exactly what we would like to offer to our guests, because one Hellenic motto is see what others don't.
And we are happy to be that first cruise ship to be here this year, new pier. Thank you for your really very warm welcome.
I'm very excited to come back again here, and so I'm really excited to explore in a marine park, and so we are waiting for our snorkel time.
And away from that, parents and guardians across the country have been urged to stand firmly behind their children as this year's national examinations begin tomorrow. Speaking in Nyabigena, Gucha South Sub-County in Kisii County during an academic day at Orencho Comprehensive School, the school director, Michael Ondabu, underscored the critical role of parental support in ensuring candidates perform successfully, saying that learners have been well prepared by teachers and are ready to sit for the national assessments, including the Kenya Primary School Education Assessment KPSEA, the Kenya Junior School Education Assessment KJSA, and the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education Examinations KCSE.
As we are going to start the exam, we want parents now, you give us ample time, because we shall not no any parent who is allowed to give a visit to the school during this time, during the exam time. So we want you to ensure that you have left your child with the necessary materials to use during exam. I'm very sure that the grade 9 learners are very, very ready to join to the senior secondary school, because our teachers have, I'm very sure they have done what
Let's get sporty, and 12 coaches from Elgeyo Marakwet County have graduated with advanced skills in talent identification and sports training under a partnership between the city of Miramas in France and the county government of Elgeyo Marakwet. Speaking during the ceremony in Iten, French Ambassador Arnaud Suguet praised the collaboration, noting it will help shape the future of sports in the athletics powerhouse county. One of the trained coaches, St. Patrick's National School teacher Kiplagat Turwes, said the program has equipped them with a vital knowledge to nurture and develop young sporting talents across the country.
We have completed this first phase of training 12 coaches to the highest standards. And it's not only 12, as the governor has said, there's a multiplying effect, because we want to associate this training of coaches to the schools. One
is a champion in the world in the area of athletics, and Elgeyo Marakwet is the top county. It is the home of champions, and they only had 10 coaches. Now that we have another 12 coaches.
Today, as we celebrate 1 year in the program, we have done tremendously well. That is why the ambassador is here. We are graduating the 12 coaches today, and the program has really helped us.
And defending English football champions Liverpool was done 3-2 by Brentford at the GOtv Community Centre in an enticing encounter played on Saturday night.
No more excuses. It's time to rise, grind, and own your mornings. Join Coach Shadrach Omer every Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 6 a.m. only on TV47. Full body workouts, zero equipment, maximum results. Start strong, stay strong. TV47 Fitness with Coach Shadrach only on TV47. Looking for the perfect way to kick off your weekend?
Pole. Hiyo ni salamu ya Mluya kabisa.
Tune in to Friday with Betty, the most exciting show on TV.
Betty, one tear gas. Betty, I don't know where this guy's going.
From the latest news and trends to unforgettable moments.
Wewe ni simpa.
Friday with Betty is your go-to show for a fabulous Friday night.
Theological, meteorological from the biggest team that exists. Meanwhile, all that now brings us to an end here at News Now at 1 with Sheilar Chelangat. More of those stories in our subsequent bulletins at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Do enjoy the rest of your viewership.